Welcome to our show today. We've got some interesting things going on at Beersford High School, and today we wanted to highlight some of those events and activities, whether they've already happened or they're coming up soon. And we've got some outstanding students here from BHS to kind of give us some more information and fill us in and talk about their experiences and their excitement levels for these upcoming events. These students that we have here today are Paige Stevens. She is a senior here at Beersford High School, and she is involved in theater and choir. We have Levi Gillespie, who is also a senior, and Levi is involved in theater and choir as well. We also have with us Lainey Andrews, a junior, who is involved in FFA, oral interp, and theater and choir. And then last but not least, we have Kylie Mockler, a junior who is involved in FFA and choir. Now this weekend we've got some exciting stuff going on. We're gonna have one Christmas Eve at Evergreen Mall, a Beersford High School theater department production. And it is on Friday and Saturday night at 7 o'clock, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So just kind of we'll cover this one first. Who are your characters in the play? Do you want to kind of go
start
first,
off, Paige?
I'm Darla, who is a mall cop at the mall. So after some things get stolen, she tries to crack the case. And then I'm also a character named Linda, who does a little thievery herself.
Okay. Big costume change then between?
Well, I have like a solid minute and a half to change in between my scenes, so
That's solid.
try to make it simple.
What do you got, Levi? Who are you?
All right, so my character is a man invested in wealth. He has lost touch with society and doesn't really care about others anymore. And through his character, he learns empathy and kindness again and changes his ways and wants to help others and make a brighter future.
Very cool. And then Lainey, why don't you kind of fill us in on your role within the play?
So my character, the guy and the girl in the scene, she turns him down, and he's they're back for Christmas, and they're kind of trying to reconnect with their friendship, and so yeah, it's kind of fun to see the emotional changes of the characters and play those out. So.
Okay, cool. And Kylie, do you have any special role, or are you just going to be there to support? Hopefully,
Yeah,
right?
be in the audience.
Okay, all right, perfect. So let's start with Paige here. What are your thoughts on the play? What are you kind of going into it? You got a few days of prep still, but what are you kind of feeling?
I think it's going pretty well. We did curtain call last night, and Merriman only does curtain call when he thinks we're ready, so that was nice.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's definitely a more younger group this year. We've lost a lot of people. This has been the first time where most of the cast has never participated in a play before, and it's been an experience. He picked a more complicated piece this year, something that isn't quite as simple, many moving parts. And it has really shown that there is a future in the theater program and that many people in this group are very talented, and I have high hopes for this winter for one act because there is so much going on, and the amount of this group is so connected, and there's so many people in it that it's pretty awesome. It was kind of like my first year, and I can only imagine how it was for them when they first all met, and they were all amazing. And I think that they now are starting a new foundation that will really make a strong future.
Awesome. Lainey, what are you thinking?
So this was my first play that I'd had a good size role in, I guess. So that was really fun to just make memories and learn that part. But I think too, Levi was saying, that you see how much it's progressed from the from the beginning when we started and to the end too. And like you see, there's so many different people that are good at different things too. So it'll be fun to do the next one too.
Awesome. Kylie, do you have any thoughts on their upcoming play yet, or are you so good?
No, nothing.
Okay.
Kylie's definitely mentally preparing for the
so-
musical.
Yes.
So when did you guys kind of start really preparing? Like, when did you know what the next play was going to be? Maybe when did you do tryouts? When did you get your lines? How long does it kind of take you to start to feel really comfortable with all your lines and like having them memorized?
6 weeks.
6 weeks
We
ago
were
you guys
supposed
started?
to be memorized by October 9th, and I think pretty much everyone was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. October 9th, so that was a month ago, and you guys have been really practicing the play at night
Yeah.
within that time frame too?
We've had practice pretty much every Tuesday and Thursday, and then we've had a few like weekend rehearsals or like on days off we'll go in the mornings
Yeah.
and stuff.
Okay.
I think this is the year that we've had the least amount of practices.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
With all the complications and responsibilities for all the people in it, it's definitely been a new experience.
Yeah. Maybe some people listening might not really have any idea how a play, I mean, they know what a play is and what it looks like at the end, but that like process of creating it or working through it or practicing it, like explain, like, is there little segments, like, so maybe one practice is just the first few
Yeah.
scenes or however, like, how kind of explain that maybe, Paige?
Merriman will typically send out a reminder saying like, I need these people tomorrow morning at 7 in my classroom so we can run lines and stuff.
Yeah, and I think this show too, there's a lot of flexibility with who can go in because it's like smaller scenes with only a few people versus like you know you get into musicals where it's like a whole scene of lots of choreograph, but this is more like individual scenes that eventually tie in together too. So
Okay. So do we have like so I can't remember if it was last year's fall play or if it was the spring or the winter, whatever you called it. It was the one acts, I think.
Yeah.
We had someone go down with an illness right at game time. Do you guys recall that or no? I think Autumn possibly.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Autumn.
So we had someone to step in. Are we foreseeing any crucial last-minute substitutions right now? Is everybody feeling good? Everybody's healthy for the big game?
I feel
have
like
to be,
everyone in
yeah.
school has been sick for a while, but hopefully we're all good.
Okay, who's first in line if something happens? Merriman has to just hop in and take the role, or how does it?
No, I
Probably
think
is.
our Easton Boom on the audio is really mentally prepared for his upcoming role of replacing
Okay.
whoever goes down. I think
Do we have someone to back up Easton on audio then, in case that happens?
Gavin.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Gavin, he can wear all the hats, right?
Yep.
You know, first thing I thought of was mall cops. So is there any sort of Paul Blart like acting going on in this play, or is it a little more serious than that?
They're like Andy's character, which is Riley Hanner. He's definitely got some comedic scenes,
Yeah.
especially with Jameson and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
there's some more like sweet sentimental scenes, and then there's some really like funny too. So
Yeah, it's kind of all over. Everyone
Yeah.
has
Okay.
a
Cool.
talent.
Some cool props.
Oh yeah, we've got a very nice set this
Yeah.
year, I think.
This has been the most expensive
Expensively.
set. Expansive is what I was going for.
Yeah,
Sorry.
cool.
Expansive set that we've had in recent memory.
Is there anybody you guys mentioned some younger actors that are new to it and this is their first time ever? Are there some that you're really excited to see how they do in front of the audience in a new role?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go back to Riley. He's kind of like a very shy kid, but he's got a lot of potential.
On stage, you can just see him kind of like blossom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he, no fear at all. He seems like he's been doing it for so long, even though it's his first time. He's good.
All right,
He's
ladies and
natural.
gentlemen, that's an actor to watch here in the future, Riley Hanner. Okay, so and last thing you mentioned, lost a lot of people, which
Yeah.
they graduated is I think what mainly he means. So do you guys? We have two seniors here, Paige and Levi are both seniors. Do you guys have any like aspirations of maybe trying to do stuff later in life and not necessarily going to college to pursue acting, but maybe similar to like what in our community in the spring they do the musical or the spring play, whatever it may be with the community, stuff like that. Do you guys have visions of doing that in the future at all?
I do. At college.
Yeah, I think that if you're given an opportunity like that, you should take every chance you get, because you only have one chance in life to do something like that. And, definitely as a senior, you've realized you should have just done everything that you got the chance to do. Even stuff that you didn't do, you should have just done it. I mean, there's so many, just the bonding and being able to meet people that you might never get to see again, and those community aspects that you should take advantage of, because once you're grown up, you don't get another thing like that. I mean, you're going to work, stuff like that, and all these opportunities that you have able to build your portfolio and your character and bond with others is something that at a young age, if you're able to realize it, it is huge. You can change your entire course of life because it matters. Those bonding experiences mean so much, and it really blossoms you as a person.
Yeah, I think if you find something that you like, stick with it, because it opens up a lot of opportunities when you get older.
Absolutely. And I think Levi didn't necessarily mean that once you're an adult, the world's over.
It's all over.
and
No, that's how I
There's
mean.
still some good things, but absolutely great message there.
I just meant opportunity-wise.
Yes, yep. I know I'm just kidding. I'm joking a little bit here. And so we'll kind of come back to the play at the end just for a wrap up, but we're going to hop to the next thing because Kylie is getting tired of standing around here. We're going to talk a little bit about FFA and specifically the national convention that just happened last week, right? You were there for Halloween, right?
Yes, we left on Halloween.
Did you guys get to wear a costume at all or no?
No.
No trick-or-treating in Indianapolis?
No.
So, Lainey, we'll start with you. Kind of like, what was the experience in Indianapolis like for you?
So I went last year too, and for me, I always have like a really big sense of pride seeing all the blue jackets and knowing that you're part of something that's so much bigger than just your local chapter, your state. Like, it's just cool to you meet so many different people, so many different agriculturalists from different backgrounds, and it's really easy to click and connect with someone like that and make like lifelong friends. So.
Right. And Kylie, what were your kind of feelings returning from Indianapolis?
Returning?
Coming back,
oh.
yeah. After you came back, like, what was the experience like for you?
Well, it was my first year that I went, and in the beginning I kind of was a little skeptical about going because I was going to miss so much school and get so behind and everything, and I wasn't exactly looking forward to it, and then I got there and I was like, holy buckets, this is like a whole new world out here, because I live on a farm. We don't travel many places very much, so I don't see a whole lot of people. And we got up in the Colts NFL stadium, and I looked down and I found my fear heights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys looking forward to going back again next year? How does that schedule work? Is it an annual thing? Or?
Yeah, so it happens every year. It's usually around the same time. I think they moved it, but yeah.
As long as it
go ahead.
As long as it doesn't line up with All-State, hopefully.
Okay.
And go to both again.
I think for me it's like just seeing the people that you know from different states too, or from our state, seeing people that you know, but also like meeting new friends. Like, we were standing in line for food and we got to talk to some of the Iowa state officers about their election process and what they do and all those things. So that was really cool, and they're so nice too, and give you their email and yeah.
Cool. Kylie, specific memory besides the fear of heights recognition?
This isn't exactly have to do with national convention, but just the bonding, getting together with just your chapter and hanging out the late nights in the house and everything. You're hanging out with the girls and you're talking and you're just having a good time. I talked to a couple girls that I would have never had a conversation with.
Okay. Cool. Very cool. What else FFA lately? There's kind of been a few things that have happened also around locally, not necessarily in Indianapolis, but around here. Kind of fill us in on any of that stuff.
We got Jackrabbit tomorrow, so we're going up to Brookings for that. We'll send our Ag Issues team.
Yeah.
Lainey's going for Extemp and a couple other teams.
So those are the leadership development events, and they're more speaking.
Okay.
So.
And everything went well this year with the pumpkin patch.
Oh yeah,
and
we
the
had
Halloween stuff.
too many pumpkins.
Okay, well that's usually not a bad thing, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Next year, that's something that was a call out for some of you that didn't go buy a pumpkin. Go check them out. They've got plenty of extra. Hopefully they don't plant less this year. Okay. Let's kind of switch gears to oral, interp, and debate, and this is kind of all on you, Lainey, all on your shoulders for this one. You got a bunch of supporters around you, of course, but just not actively involved in it, so fill us in with how that's been going.
For the most part, really well. We have, for oral interp, our middle school carries us for like tournaments and winning sweepstakes, so it's really cool to see how much fun those kids have, and I kind of got pinned with like the oral interp like mom, I guess, when I'm there, like do girls' hair and stuff like that and help them out with stuff. But no, it's really fun to just see how young and how much like in the future that we can grow to.
Isn't that crazy? As just a first semester junior, you're kind
Yeah.
of the mother of the team. That's just a young group.
Well, and
stuff.
we
That's really
started
cool, though.
like my freshman year is when Mrs. Tornberg came back.
Okay.
So yeah, I
So
think
just a
as
couple years ago.
like next year as a senior, that'll be just so cool to see how that's
Yeah.
all unfolded.
Yeah, then you'll feel like a grandma probably next year.
Yeah, definitely.
If you go from mother to
Yeah.
grandma next year, then that'll be cool. And the tournament here went really well at the school back a couple weeks ago now, a few weeks ago, and things have just been going well overall, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Ton of talented kids, and it was cool. I kind of walked through. We didn't have school that Monday of the home event, and I walked through, and there's just a lot of, I guess I'd never really seen it before. I did go to debate. I was in debate in high school, but it's been a long time, and it was different. Everybody's facing the wall, talking to themselves, kind of
Yeah.
practicing their speech. Is just kind of a really unique setting in the gym that day, or just seeing so many people that were really serious about it, and practicing and trying to really compete as well as they possibly could. So it was cool to see. Do you have anything else you want to add on oral interp or debate? Is there anything coming up that's
Well, so we just had our local contest, and so that determined who would go on to regions. And then I think if you place in the top 3 at regions, you go on to state. I could be wrong with that, but
okay? All right, so let's talk about all-state. Well, let's talk about choir first of all. Not last night, but 2 nights ago, or was it last night?
2 nights ago.
Two
My
nights
nights
ago,
are
yeah.
getting mixed up here. But 2 nights ago, we had a great show put on by our 6 through 12 music and 6th grade band. Kind of who hasn't talked in a while? Let's throw somebody under the bus here, okay? Kylie, go ahead. Fill us in. What'd you think? First concert of the year?
It was good. I think, yeah. We had 5 songs as chamber choir. I think so, sure.
yeah, 5,
Something
4,
like that.
Okay.
And a whole 6 through 12 one. And I think it was actually kind of cool that we turned off all the lights and started up in the bleachers with our starting song. I thought the soloist did really good.
Yeah, my neck is still a little bit sore from having to crank it up there, but
Yeah.
it was really cool though. Different, and different usually means it's kind of fun and fun to try new things and take advantage of the nice light system in there, and it was cool. What do you got, Lainey? What'd you think?
I thought it was fun. It was fun to hear all the individual like soloists too, and just like all of it come together at the end too. The song "Fire" was one that we also sang at All-State too, so that was kind of neat to hear it from like 900 plus kids to our little choir. So
Right. Levi, what do you think about? Well, hang on here. Hang on. What do you think? Can you explain to me what's the difference between the chamber choir and not necessarily me. You're explaining it to all of our millions of listeners and viewers here. What's the difference between the chamber and
Concert?
and concert choir?
Chamber choir is an audition choir. It's for when you're ready to move on to the next level. It requires more working as a team and blending and vocal strength and support and self-confidence. It's something that anyone can achieve with work.
Okay.
That's what it is. You're able to go for it after your first year in concert choir.
Okay.
So you have to
gotta
have-
do one. You got to be at least a sophomore. Okay.
Yes.
And so let's kind of shift gears. I was there. I thought it was a really good concert, but let's shift gears to our all-state choir that was in Sioux Falls, right?
No, we went
It
to
was
Rapid.
Okay.
all the way to Rapid.
I was gonna say
was
Rapid,
like,
and then I kind of changed gears in mid-sentence.
It was supposed to be Sioux Falls this year, but it got moved because of complications.
complications. Oh, geez, this sounds like we can't get into those details today. That sounds like a lot going on there. Lainey, how does that work when they select the all-state teams? What's the process like to become an all-state choir member?
So you audition, and usually you do like a sight reading of the songs that you sing at Allstate, and you do like the Star Spangled Banner and something else too, maybe.
Okay.
You want to add some more to that, Kylie?
She's got it.
And then
do you record that and send it in?
you record it, and then I think she sends it to like someone that she has listened to all the recordings, and that they pick.
Okay.
So, but there's 2 quartets for our school anyway. We have
Okay.
2 quartets and then an alternate quartet.
Okay. And
So-
so does it just matter the size of your school
Yeah.
based
Yeah.
on how many kids you get? Okay. And we had total of, is it 6 or 7 kids?
8.
8 kids.
And
I
then
was
Yeah.
getting
2
close.
alternates.
Okay. Our all-state chorus members were Haley Hoyt, Larissa Lyle, Kylie Mockler, Lainey Andrews, Max Jasko, Alex Sorensen, Levi Gillespie, Dustin Moss, and our alternates were Allie Westra and Emma Andrews. Because that's a big deal. Like, it's the best 150. How many kids?
It was almost 1,000.
Almost 1,000.
Yeah.
It's the best, like 1,000. I'm really close with our numbers today.
Yes.
Just, I had 7. It was actually 8, but with 2 alternates. I'm getting there, okay?
Math is math.
But it was, like 1,000. Let's just say like 1,000 kids, okay? But 1,000 of people that are really invested, like Lainey talked about with FFA National Convention, like those are all people that are pretty invested in FFA, right? So same boat, like these are really good, talented singers, like without throwing our choir under the bus, of course. Like explain like those, just what it's like when you get in that arena.
I think you're surrounded by like-minded people in that big arena too, and so everyone's put that hard work, that they have that dedication to that, and yeah.
Right.
It's a lot. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
It's long rehearsals.
It's a lot of just overwhelming. It's so you can't even comprehend the amount of people that are in there when you're there. It's just like, oh wow,
It's like 150, right?
It feels so
like
much smaller
150?
and then you like look at the video and you're like, geez, that's a lot of
Yeah.
people, and what an experience. Another thing that just go and try it. Another opportunity that you should take advantage of. I mean, this was the first time I've actually auditioned for All-State. I was just like, oh, why would you want to do that? And I enjoyed it. So much fun. What an opportunity.
I heard you were the first pick after you auditioned. They chose you first overall out of
Yeah, of
1,000.
course.
One of 1,000. First pick. That's what I figured. Very cool.
Also got an award at the end for sneezing.
Sneezing.
Yeah.
Mid song.
No.
Yeah,
Was that-
it was Kylie's favorite part of the
Is it the
entire
fire
trip.
song?
Yeah.
No, that
no,
was
the
So was
entire
that-
time.
Oh, yeah.
Is
the
that
entire time.
Oh,
Yeah,
the whole
that thing.
show.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm,
So back to the fire song. Where does that come from? How do you guys feel about it? That's a very interesting song.
It's
It
definitely
requires
different.
it requires no fear of embarrassment. That's what it requires.
And-
There are people out there that they don't care how people look at them. I'll tell you that much. They just scream.
Yeah.
It was so. I mean, I remember the first rehearsal. I was just like, whoa, that's just right out of the box, And wow, they're so invested in it. It's so.
Right.
The admiration you have to give to those people is just
Yeah.
very high.
Paige, anything to add on fire?
I got comments from like people saying that like, whoa, like I was kind of scared. Like, what is happening? Because it's
Yeah.
not like a different language or anything. It's just random words.
Just
Yeah.
chance.
We performed that for the elementary honor choir, and my sister was in that too. And so when we went from like a really slow song to right to fire and like a stomp, and then you could see all the kids' faces just like freak out. So that was
Yeah, I
fun.
mean, it was definitely. Mrs. Schmeling tried to tell the audience that it was going to be a
warn
little
'em.
different, but I guess right away I was like, I don't know what that means yet, and then found out. So it was cool. It was really fun to see. I thought it was a good show by everybody from all the way from 6 up to 12. So kind of similar to what Levi had mentioned about some young actors in theater that are doing a great job. Is also a good foundation for future choir, and just sixth grade band was the only band that was playing, but some good ones coming up the ranks. I know Levi is just, he can't hardly sit still. He can't believe he's not getting a turn to talk right now. So we're going to circle back to kind of ending this show today, and just want to kind of close with, that we're, really excited for Friday night, and there's just a lot of, we're kind of in like a, I don't want to call it a lull, but like, the school year kind of just goes in different like sections. Like there was the sports season, now it's really like jam-packed with a bunch of other activities that are really cool to see too. Speaking exactly about the play, last year I brought she was in kindergarten last year, Berkeley, my daughter, and she wanted to go back the next day, to the show again. And she sat there good and watched the whole show, so she loved it. And she must have seen something last week at our basketball game, junior high basketball game that we had there. And something that kind of connected it back. It's like, what's going on in here? Like, what are they doing? I think you guys were setting up afterwards, so she kind of saw that coming together again. She's like, when is that? So she wants to go again, so that's really cool. So it's something fun that we'll do again this weekend. I'll surprise you guys. I won't tell you which day I'm coming yet. We're going to be there, but so we're excited for the play. What kind of do you guys want to wrap up? Anything you want to say? Just kind of one last pitch to maybe somebody that's on the fence, like, should I go watch? Should I not go watch? I could play Fortnite at home. Like, what kind of one last pitch?
So for any high school student, the 5 AR points matters. So you got to go then. If you're talking parent-wise, I mean, adults, probably not parents. Most parents go, just go out and see it. It's the same as any game. It's a school event, and just see it. A lot of work has been put in, and it's just one of those things. It's a bonding experience for people. You get to go watch a movie that's on the stage. I mean,
exactly. Anything to add to that, Paige?
We definitely need the support, I think.
It matters.
Yeah.
All these new young kids that are very influential, and I mean, if you don't come out and support them, I mean, it could affect them. So, gotta think about that.
Wow, that is some guilt trip being laid on by Levi here.
My bad.
So, I mean, hey, whatever works. I don't know. We got to start a cool hashtag or something like pack the. What's a nickname for the elementary gym?
Pack the
beautiful
Performance Center.
Performance Arts Center.
There you go.
Yeah.
Pack the performing
elementary gym.
arts theater elementary gym /stage. It's going to be a good show, and looking forward to seeing it. Thank you all for. We're trying to hide over in the corner there.
We don't get a desk or anything like that. Just
You can pretend. We can
We'll
pantomime it.
Photoshop the desk in. So if you want to put your hands here, it'll look.
I can't
it's on
get
the-
aggressive or anything like that. I feel like
So passionate about Allstate.
gotta.
Okay. All right, you guys ready?
Allstate is like football.
We're
It's
starting
gonna be
now.
my start.